Patrick Harper is one of the most compelling characters in Bernard Cornwell Sharpe novel and its television adaptation. A towering Irishman with an unwavering sense of loyalty, unmatched bravery, and a deep well of humour. Harper is not just Sharpe's right-hand man, he is the soul of the unit. From his rough beginnings in the British Army to his rise as a respected Sergeant Major, Harper's journey is one of transformation, camaraderie, and resilience. There are reasons why he is in every episode of the Sharpe series. His friendship with Richard Sharpe is at the heart of the story, making him a fan favourite for both book readers and TV audiences alike. So let's take a deeper look at Harper and what makes him such an iconic character. Born in 1785 in County Donegal, Harper grew up in a large Catholic peasant family. One of 11 children, he was known for his enormous appetite. His mother famously said that feeding him was like feeding 3 of his siblings. But food was scarce, and hunger was a constant companion. Life in rural Ireland was harsh, and opportunities were few. With British rule over Ireland being a contentious issue, joining the British Army wasn't an obvious choice for a young Irishman. But for Harper, it was a chance to escape poverty and prove himself. So, in 1801, he enlisted, setting him on the path that would lead him to the 95th Rifles. Harper was not an easy soldier to control. His natural strength and fighting ability made him a formidable warrior, but his rebellious streak saw him transferred between regiments multiple times. He gained a reputation as a troublemaker, one of the most unruly men in the British Army. But it was his assignment to the newly formed 95th Rifles that finally gave him purpose. As a rifleman, he saw first real action in the failed British attempt to capture Buenos Aires in 1806. The following year, he fought in the Battle of Copenhagen, and by 1808, he was in Portugal, battling the French at Roliça and Vimeiro. Harper's temper and sense of justice got the better of him when he led a mutiny. It was here that he first encountered Richard Sharpe. The two men clashed violently, with Harper testing Sharpe's authority through brute force. But despite their rocky start, Sharpe recognised Harper's potential, and in turn, Harper saw that Sharpe was a different kind of officer, one who cared about his men and fought alongside them. Over time, that mutual respect grew into an unbreakable bond. The friendship between Harper and Sharpe is one of the most compelling and enduring aspects of the Sharpe series. Forged in the brutal fires of war, it begins with tension and suspicion, but grows into a bond of deep mutual respect and brotherhood. When they first meet in Sharpe's Rifles, Harper is wary of Sharpe. At that time, Sharpe is a newly promoted officer, having risen from the ranks, a rare and resented occurrence in the British Army. Harper, a tough, seasoned Irish sergeant, doesn't take kindly to being ordered about by someone he doesn't yet respect. In the TV adaptation, this mistrust leads to a physical confrontation, with Harper challenging Sharpe's authority. But Sharpe quickly proves himself, not by pulling rank, but by showing grit, tactical intelligence, and sheer guts. That moment marks the beginning of their powerful alliance. As the series progresses, their friendship deepens through shared battles, personal tragedies, and countless brushes with death. Harper becomes more than just a dependable second-in-command. He is Sharpe's confidant, emotional anchor, and closest friend. Despite their differences, English versus Irish, officer versus sergeant, they operate as equals. Harper grounds Sharpe. When Sharpe is reckless, grieving, or consumed by rage, Harper provides a calm perspective and occasionally brutal honesty. Their conversations, often laced with wit and dark humour, reveal an intimacy rare among soldiers. Harper isn't afraid to challenge Sharpe when needed, but he also follows him into hell without hesitation. One of the most intense moments in their friendship comes in Sharpe's company, when Harper is falsely accused of theft, set up by the sadistic Sergeant Obadiah Hageswell, who plants stolen goods amongst Harper's belongings. As punishment, Harper is sentenced to a brutal flogging, and Sharpe, stripped of his command at this time, is powerless to intervene officially. This scene is gut-wrenching. Sharpe watches from the sidelines, his fists clenched, face taut with helpless rage, as Harper is whipped in front of his regiment. This moment is significant because we see not just Harper's pain, but Sharpe's emotional torment, his loyalty and love for his friend clashing with the rigid injustice of the military law. It's also the first time the audience sees just how far Sharpe's enemies are willing to go to break his closest allies, and how deeply Sharpe feels every blow Harper takes. Harper, though, takes it like a man. He doesn't cry out in agony. He takes it, earning the respect of the officers that handed him this punishment. This event also drives Sharpe's growing hatred of Hageswell, and is a turning point in a way Sharpe begins to push back harder against authority when it becomes corrupt. In Sharpe's Sword, the roles reverse. Sharpe is gravely wounded and left for dead. Sharpe spends significant portions of the episode unable to fight, both physically and mentally broken. During this vulnerable time, it's Harper who becomes his protector and caretaker. He stays by Sharpe's side, nurses his wounds, and shields him from further harm. The moment when Sharpe finally rises from his bed to face LaRue again, scarred, limping, but burning with vengeance, is only possible because of Harper's loyalty and care. What's especially moving is how Harper never doubts Sharpe for a moment. While others question whether Sharpe will ever return to form, Harper believes in him completely. It's one of the most intimate demonstrations of their bond, where Harper's role transcends that of a comrade and becomes more like a brother or a guardian angel. The care for Harper also extends as Sharpe's sword is broken, so he asks Father Curtis for another. Harper labours over this sword, because he knows this will give Sharpe the strength he needs. We also see how much Harper cares for Sharpe, especially in Sharpe's honour. At the start of this episode, Sharpe is still in mourning over the death of Teresa. Then, when Sharpe is falsely accused of murder and sentenced to hang, it's Harper's unwavering belief in Sharpe's integrity that drives him to take risks in order to help clear Sharpe's name. He even planned a mini-rebellion to fight against the British to save Sharpe. Harper knows Sharpe better than anyone, and his immediate defence of Sharpe's character in the face of false accusations speak volumes about their friendship. He is willing to face danger and defy orders, because he knows Sharpe would never betray his country. What sets Sharpe's honour apart in their relationship is the emotional vulnerability Sharpe and Harper show to each other. This is especially notable when Sharpe is dealing with the emotional turmoil of being accused by something he didn't do. What makes their friendship so compelling is its authenticity. It isn't a romanticised or overly sentimental, it's built on hard-won respect, shared hardship, and the kind of loyalty that comes from facing death together. Harper brings humour and warmth to Sharpe's often grim, brooding character, while Sharpe gives Harper purpose and loyalty in return. They aren't just comrades, they are brothers in arms. Sharpe's Waterloo is a good example of how their friendship has grown over the years. Harper was willing to come out of retirement from the army to help him in this battle. Not just as another soldier, but as a voice of reason. Especially as Sharpe is trying to fight not just the French, but the Prince of Orange. We also see the struggle Sharpe had when he was asked to shoot and kill Harper in Sharpe's challenge. Of course this was a trick to test Sharpe's loyalty, but it was still a powerful moment that Sharpe's care for Harper made it so difficult for him to take that shot. By the end of this series, the viewer isn't just watching a military partnership, they're witnessing a lifelong friendship that has endured against impossible odds. Patrick Harper in Bernard Cornwell Sharpe novels and Patrick Harper in the TV series, played memorably by Dara O'Malley, share the same heart. But they do diverge in some important ways. Both are immensely loyal, brave and likeable, but the book version is more complex and richly developed, given the space a novel allows. Obviously we don't know everything about Harper because of the restraints of television, but I would have felt we would have loved the character even more had we given that information. In the books, Harper is not just a tough Irish sergeant, he's also deeply thoughtful, clever and philosophical. He's portrayed as a devout Catholic who often reflects on his faith, prays and even jokes with reverence about the saints. His Irish identity is far more central in the novels, often providing a lens through which Harper sees the British Army and the empire he serves. The TV series, while capturing his charm and loyalty, downplays these deeper elements. Harper's faith is almost entirely absent, and his Irish identity is mostly conveyed through accent and quips.
God save Ireland.
Another major difference is how independent and proactive Harper is in the books. While the TV series often keeps him close to Sharpe's side, acting as moral support or backup in battle, the novel allows Harper to take more initiative. He sometimes leads missions, organises logistics, and even questions Sharpe's decisions with more authority. He's a thinker as well as a fighter. During the siege of Badajoz, Sharpe was replaced as company commander by Captain Rymer, and Harper found himself subordinate to Sharpe's old enemy, the psychotic and sadistic Sergeant Obadiah Hagueswell, who framed Harper for theft, resulting in him being flogged and stripped of rank. He and Sharpe led an assault on the breach of Badajoz, regaining their ranks and also exposing Hagueswell. During the incident, Harper rescued a Spanish girl, Isabella, from the rampaging British soldiers, and she eventually became his wife. This is obviously different to the TV show where, rather than Isabella, it is Ramona who Harper falls in love with and eventually marries. And then we get this famous scene.
Kiss the bride.
I thought you said I was going to die, Father.
So we're all going to die, Patrick.
I think no one could have played Harper like Dara O'Malley. His towering presence and ferocity, mixed with his humour and wit, are acted to perfection. As a character adaptation, it ranks up there as an all-timer performance. After years of war, Harper finally found peace. In the novels, he married Isabella, the Spanish woman he fell in love with during the war, and they settled in Dublin with their 4 sons. But civilian life didn't mean Harper had lost his edge. He became a successful businessman, running a pub and a horse trading operation, although some of the dealings may have been less than legal. But even after leaving the battlefield, he was never far from adventure. When Sharpe needed him again, Harper answered the call. In the novel Sharpe's Devil, set years after the war, he joined Sharpe on a mission to Chile. Now older and somewhat heavier, he's a bit slower but just as dangerous. And despite surviving countless battles without a scratch, it's here, in a distant land, that he finally takes a bullet to the head. His reaction? It is pure Harper, indignant disbelief that after all those years, it was a thief in South America who finally managed to hit him. As we wrap up this look into Patrick Harper, it's clear that his role in Sharpe goes far beyond just being his sidekick. Harper is a man of incredible depth, fiercely loyal, relentlessly brave, and protective of those he calls family. His loyalty to Sharpe is unshakable, and while their bond is central to his character, Harper stands out on his own for his strength, intellect, and integrity. Whether he's delivering a devastating shot with his knock gun, enduring the pain of flogging without breaking, or sharing a quiet moment of reflection, Harper proves time and time again that he is more than just a soldier. He is a true hero. His humour, resilience and wisdom make him one of the most remarkable characters in the Sharpe series, and it's no surprise that he's earned a place in the hearts of fans, making him one of the standout characters in the series. For anyone new to Sharpe or revisiting the series, Patrick Harper is a character you just can't help but admire, and his journey is one you won't want to miss. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, please do give the video a like, share and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. As always, I'll see you over the hills and far away.